Jó reggelt kívánok! Hogy vagy? Jó? Hmm. Boy, that's good. Hawaii. I think more times than not, this is the cup that I pull out of the cupboard. That's my go-to. That's my go-to cup. More so than Amsterdam or Krakow or even even Hungary. I, I go to reach for my Hawaii cup. Have you ever been to Hawaii? It is it's a special place. Hmm. Over the years, I think that I've been to Hawaii. Oh goodness gracious! Um, I probably have been to Hawaii 6, 7 times over the years. I would imagine. I know I went to Honolulu twice on short little like 1 week vacations when I was living in California. And then I met Maui, and it was love at first sight. I also met Lorena on Maui. That was uh, that was quite the memory and experience meeting Lorena in a Barnes and Noble bookstore in Maui. I'll never forget that. It was one of those wonderful chance meetings. I saw her kind of browsing through the aisles of the bookstore on a Friday night. I was trying to kill time. I think I was going to a movie that night, and I'm walking around, and there was the beautiful Lorena, and I think that she was like in the self-help section or something like that, and she just looked cute as a button. She was just absolutely adorable, and I remember going up to the counter to buy a little book or something, and seeing these nice little chocolates at the counter, that you pay like 50 cents for or whatever it is, in the nice foil wrapping and all that kind of stuff. And I remember buying one of those little wrapped chocolates, and walking back through the Barnes and Noble that Friday night, and finding Lorena standing there, and walking up and saying, "Excuse me." I would never forgive myself if I walked out of the store and didn't get up the courage to come over and say hi to you. And then I gave her a little chocolate, and then I said, "Would you like to do coffee?" and that little encounter, that special, I shouldn't say that little, it wasn't little, that special wonderful encounter led to a just a great 2 or 3 year relationship with such a beautiful lady as her. But anyway, I deviate. I start talking about one thing, and then and then my mind wanders. I think Michelle calls it monkey mind. That's what Michelle says. When I ask her, does she fall asleep easy at night? And she says, well, sometimes I have monkey mind. And I've never heard that expression before, but I don't know. I mean, monkey mind. What the hell is monkey mind? Have you ever heard of not being able to sleep because you have monkey mind? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's something that her grandmother. Maybe it's a Hungarian expression. I don't know. Maybe that's a Hungarian expression. Michelle was born in Sydney, and born to a Hungarian immigrant, parents, and maybe that's an expression when they used to put her to bed at night. They used to, tell her, that if she can't sleep and she's tossing and turning, it's because she has monkey mind. I don't know, but uh, but anyway. What uh what else is on my mind? I hmm I wasn't going to do a video today. I really wasn't. I sat down, and I'm just so caught up in my work these days. I've got just a tremendous amount of work, and it's all it's all good. I mean, it's one of the challenges about being a creative, a creative individual, is that you need to learn to learn to channel your creativity. Otherwise, I've got a gal that I work with over in Poland, and as far as intelligence, she's light years beyond me. Um, but with that intelligence, her mind just wanders. It wanders from one particular interest to another, from one focus to another, and it's hard, if not nearly impossible, to rein that in. Trying to work with her, there's probably been no single person that's done more to help me get where I am professionally than she has, and I'm just extremely appreciative for the fact that she came into and that she's in my life. Um, Insofar as ongoing collaboration with her, it can be a challenge at best because her interests are just everywhere. And with myself, I need to stay focused, and I need to move my business in a progressive motion, so to speak. And anyway, I'm not going to bore you with all the stuff that I'm doing, but with the exception of telling you that one of the biggest challenges that I face, any business owner face, is finding out where business is coming from. When that phone rings, when that email comes in, when the person pulls into the parking lot, how did they find you? How did they come? How did they get your number? How did they, because if you can narrow that down, then you can focus your marketing efforts and your advertising spend, so to speak, on what's working, and throw out what's not. And it all sounds important, doesn't it? But hmm, but that's what I'm doing anyway. I wasn't going to do a video today, and then a certain someone pops up on my phone. Certain someone pops up on my phone with these little, crying icons, something like, something to the effect of, I was hoping for a morning video on on my birthday, and I didn't know it was this person's birthday. There's some people doing these videos. I really appreciate the fact these videos, although they may be entertaining or thought provoking or inspiring for a handful of people out there, these morning videos more so serve the purpose of facilitating my mental health and well-being. I was talking to my sister yesterday about doing these videos and stuff, and she had expressed her oh, I don't know what the word would be, appreciation or support or acknowledgement that there is some benefit to doing the videos. So I I over the years, I've developed some rather wonderful relationships with some people doing these videos. And I mean, I Skip was one of the first ones. Had I not done videos, I never would have met I should say Sue. I met Sue through Skip, from doing the videos. So Skip and Sue Smith, and Harry over into Ireland, and Etal in Sweden, and Mark, and Oksana, and just the list goes on. Eric, and Mike, and Robert, who let me put my camper in his driveway. Um, so I've met some really, really wonderful people. And the individual that popped up on my phone this morning is is one of those people. Her name is Paula. Her name is Paula, and Paula has been with me for quite some time. She's cheated on me a few times. Now, Paula has cheated on me a few times. I've caught her subscribing and watching other guys' YouTube videos, and sometimes she's bold enough to even tell me about it. Sometimes Paula will even just come right out and tell me she's watching some other guy, and I don't know how to react to that. I don't know, but you know what? Interestingly enough, she always comes back. She always comes back. That's what this guy told me once. This older gentleman when I was a young man learning the ins and outs of dating, and he used to tell me. He said, "Tom, women are like boomerangs. They'll always come back." And I thought, now that's not my saying, and I can tell you that there's not necessarily a whole heck of a lot of truth to that because I don't, it's been quite some time that some women have left my life that haven't come back. Hmm. But good old Paula. Paula is, I've never met Paula. I came close to meeting Paula on the last trip. I was with the LTC, and we were going to meet Paula. We were driving across Louisiana on the way down to San Antonio, and had it not been for the time constraint, we would have met Paula, but we had to be in San Antonio by a certain amount of time and all that type of stuff. But anyway, but Paula's on Messenger with me, and sometimes sometimes late at night, I'll reach out to say hello to her, or she'll reach out to say hello to me, and they're always pleasant little chats. They nothing too in depth. Always very pleasant, and and what have you. But Paula told me the other day that her and I are not compatible. We wouldn't work out. From the whole romantic angle, the whole thing, she told me that it just wouldn't work. Just we're better as friends. And that was the second rejection. Well, that was the first rejection I had this past week. Or this week, I should say. That was the first rejection I had this week. And then the second rejection was the other night, the other night when I had a date was the second rejection. So I've been rejected twice in 1 week. I hope I don't get down to Australia and get rejected by hmm, Michelle, or even her dog Samantha. But anyway, Michelle sent me some videos yesterday after I did my video last night of her walking the beach. And boy, I got to tell you, it'll be nice. It'll be really nice. She is actually planning. I don't know what my plans are, to be quite honest with you, as far as the visit. Other than going to the Whitsundays, I haven't planned a thing. I've not planned one thing. And I think that what I'm going to do, I was asking Michelle about her schedule. And I guess the way that she works is they have 10 weeks on, 2 weeks off, 10 weeks on, 2 weeks off, 10 weeks on, 2 weeks off. And then they have like a summer break. So that's how their school year goes. It's 10-2, 10-2, 10-2, or whatever. And then they have a summer break. But Michelle has 2 weeks off come in the end of March, early April, which is about the time that I would tentatively be heading back. And I said, oh, maybe we could do something. And she said, well, I was thinking we could go to Hawaii. I don't think she's been to Hawaii, but so I'm toying with the idea. I'm really, who's saying good morning there? Somebody, good morning. I'm really toying with the idea of of going down of going down there and just hanging out with Michelle. She's got room for me. Just hanging out with Michelle for the better part of the duration of my trip, with the exception of maybe catching a flight down to Melbourne and hanging out with Oz and putting some shrimp on the Barbie. Michelle is a vegan now, so if how can you go to Australia and not put shrimp, shrimp on the Barbie? So, I mean, if there were a reason to catch a flight and go down and see Oz, it would be to put some shrimp on the Barbie. But and then maybe just catch a flight back to Melbourne and just hang out with Michelle. And if I stay with Michelle the majority of the time, then I could allocate a lot of my budget to getting her and I a beautiful condo in Maui for 2 weeks. A Maui and condo for 2 weeks. So, it's something like, you're talking about $250, $300 a night for a condo. And if you're there for 10 days, what is that, 3,000 or something like that? So you're paying like $3,000 or $4,000 for for like 10 nights or something like that. Geez, I rented my house here for 4,200 for a month. But anyway, we'll see how it all plays out. I'm kind of beating the thing. Poor poor Paula. Paula's always wanted to hear me sing, and I told her that I would sing happy birthday to her. So Paula, here, I don't know how old you are. I guess it really doesn't matter. So I'll sing you happy birthday, okay? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Paula. Happy birthday to you. All right, there you go, Paula. Just for you, okay? You can save this video. Hmm. I'll have to mark my Google Calendar that this is Paula's birthday and set it up with like a 1 week reminder or something like that so I won't forget next year. But anyway, somebody out on the video yesterday mentioned to me that I should buy a mask for traveling. And I actually did. I went online today and I bought a mask to travel. So now when I walk through the airports, I'm going to look like all the Asian people. That, I don't know. You go through these airports when you travel, and it's the Asian people. It's a more times than not, it's the Asian people that have a mask over their face and usually a camera around their neck. That's that's the that's that I don't want to stereotype people, but quite often that's the scene that you see. And so I bought myself a mask to wear when I'm flying on the planes. Hmm. But that's about it, folks. That's about it for the day. I need to get back to work. It is a full day's work and a full weekend's work, I should say. The head of the pin. So the name, I did this video called The Head of the Pin, and every now and then I'll do a video and I'll start babbling about this or babbling about that. And last night I've shared this thought with you before, but you go through this life and you think you think things are, you often tend to think things that are bigger than they actually are. And every now and then, I don't know what prompted my thought yesterday as I was thinking about this. I was watching I think a Netflix series on the Andes Mountains. It's just called The Wonderful Andes or The Special Andes or something like that. Fascinating, just a fascinating Netflix show. And I sat there watching it, and they're showing all these magnificent scenes of mountains, and I'm thinking about all this different stuff, and I went to lay my head down, and I found myself thinking that as big as everything is, as big and complex and mysterious and whatever as everything is that we have within this world, at the end of the day, everything that we know and see and touch and feel, and in the overall scheme of things, we are nothing more than a speck of dust, a speck of dust on the head of a pin, if that. I don't even know. In contrast to the universe, I don't even know. I mean, if you took a speck of dust, and somehow or another put it on the very tip of a pin, I don't even think that is how significant or how big we are in the overall scheme of space and time. It's just you try to wrap your head around it, you get caught up in all the challenges and the complexities and what have you of life here. But then when you close your eyes and you go to think about it, I mean, we are just nothing more than the tiniest little speck. I shouldn't say that because I think that within each of us is a soul, and the soul is much bigger. The soul is much bigger than anything that we can see, touch, or feel. And so while we may be floating on a speck of dust, through space and time, the soul is so much bigger than that. And did you know that the Earth spins at 24,000 miles an hour? I'm waiting for Alexis. I'm waiting for I called her Alexis. That's something you don't want to do if you're out there dating. You don't want to call, a girl by the wrong name. That's not a good thing. I don't know that I've done it. Have I done that in the past? Maybe I have. I don't know. But and now, if I wanted reference to her, say I'm waiting for Alexis to ask me that question. What's the circumference of the Earth? And a lot of people don't know this, but there's 24 hours in a day. There's 24 hours in a day, and the Earth and somebody out there will correct me if I'm wrong, but the Earth is 24,000 miles in circumference. If you were to walk the equator from one point all the way around the circumference of the Earth and come back, it's 24,000 miles. So now, if there's 24 hours in a day, that means that the Earth is spinning at a rate of 1,000 miles per hour. Can you wrap your head around that? I mean, you drive down the interstate in your car and you're doing 65 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour. At least I am, because I obey the speed limits. But you drive down the road doing 70 miles an hour and you look out at the mile markers going by, and they're just going by so quickly, and then you look off in the distance and you see the mountains or the whatever, and they're not going by as quickly, but you're still going the same speed. But you go outside sometimes, and I'll do this sometimes. I'll go outside on a starry night and I'll lie on my back and I'll put my feet facing south and my head facing north. And I'll just lie on my back and I'll visualize the Earth being like one of those big fitness balls that you'll get in a health club. You go and you lie on the big ball and you roll back and forth and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes I'll go outside on a starry night, and I'll make sure that I position my head to the north and my feet to the south. And I just try to visualize, as I'm looking up at a starry sky, I'm just trying to visualize this ball that I'm on spinning at 1,000 miles an hour and watching the stars go by. It really is a fascinating thought. it puts life in perspective. That's what it does. It really puts life in perspective. And I see some comments on here that I'll read. Let's see what if I can read any of these comments. Top chat. You have 10,300,000 views now. 300,000 views in a month. 10,000 views in a day. Isn't that something? You have 10. See, Mike is the stat guy. I don't know where Mike gets these stats on my videos. You know, Paula sounds like an incredible lady, loves to bike, loves the beach, takes good care of herself. I would definitely go with your plan. You can grill shrimp in Florida. Paul, Paula is a Paula has a beautiful soul. You know, she's a I can't call her a librarian. I don't know what the hell she is. She does something like that. You asked yesterday if you could go on a plane and go anywhere. Where would you go? Bora Bora is my answer. All right. So Bora Bora, you'd go to Bora Bora, huh? All right. So Dora Gonzalez, good morning to you and all that type of stuff. I don't know, Mike, I don't know where you get these statistics. 10,300,000 views. Can you imagine that, folks? My videos, Tom TV, has been viewed 10 million. 10 million. Wrap your head around that. My face, my voice has infiltrated, penetrated, permeated, I don't know, resonated the homes and the cars and and wherever else people might watch Tom TV over 10 million times. Isn't that something? So, you know, I should also say I woke up this morning. So Skipper, who doesn't talk to me anymore. I don't think he talks to a lot of people, but Skip has been working hard at a project, and today he revealed what this project is going to be. And when you go to watch the Skip Smith show now, he's been busy buying all types of equipment. He went out and bought one of those microphones with a little thing in front. I don't know what the hell you call that. He went out and bought himself one of these little microphones, and he's got all these. You watch him do his videos, and he's looking at stuff. So I can only imagine all the gadgets and stuff that he bought. He's got little sound effects, and he's trying to be the Wolfman Jack of the Villages, is what he's trying to be. I think we will see. He's doing a live show this Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. Mark your calendars. Mark your Google Calendar to give you a reminder, 2 hours and an hour before the show starts. And we all got to tune in to the Skip Smith show. He's going to have a co-host. And I think the co-host, I can't imagine that the co-host would be anybody else than Sue, his lovely wife. So I would imagine that Sue is going to be the co-host. And then they're going to have in the village reporters. They're going to have reporters roaming the streets in golf cars of the villages doing live broadcasts, remote live broadcasts. So Skip is going to be like, it's going to be like watching, like Fox News or something like that. You're going to have Skip there at the desk, and then they're going to have little inlay screens with people out in the field, out in the villages, I should say, doing live broadcast. And, bless his heart. If, I wish nothing but the best for the Skipper. I can imagine that he's put a lot of work into the effort of trying to keep up with the Joneses, or whoever that couple is up there in the villages. Maybe I'll retire to the villages. Maybe when I add a few more years to my life, and I get ready to retire, maybe I'll move up to the villages, and then I'll be the new kid in the block in the villages. I'll be the fresh face up there. Tom TV, and I'll call my channel the Village's Idiot. That's what I'll do. There's a song. I just click about on our home. What does that say? I just click about on your home page, and it shows how many views you have. Okay. All right. So that's what you do. But anyway, what was I going to say? I Oh, I forgot. I need to get on with my day. I got to go to driving school today online. I got a ticket a few weeks back taking that furniture up to Yanae, bless her heart. But so I got to go to traffic school now. That's the thanks I get, for trying to help somebody out. Filling my Saturday afternoons with online traffic school. So, all right. Anyway, Alexa, what's the weather in Brisbane, Australia?
In Brisbane, Australia, it's 79 degrees Fahrenheit with partly cloudy skies.
79.
Today, you can look for clouds with a chance of showers, with a high of 86 degrees and a low of 75 degrees.
86 and 75. I can handle that. Alexa, what's the weather in Maui, Hawaii?
In Kahului, Hawaii, there's a high surf warning in effect Saturday, January 25th, 6 a.m. to Sunday, January 26th, 6 p.m. The current weather is 68 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies. Today's forecast has partly sunny weather, with a high of 80 degrees and a low of 65 degrees.
There you go. Boy, if you Google Maui Luau, go on YouTube and type in Maui Luau, you'll see a video of me at a luau, and maybe I'll take Michelle there. That's one of my most popular videos. Every time I go to Maui, I just send them an email and say, will you let me come in? I did a video. Oh yeah, Mr. Hall, please come on in. And anyway, Alexa, what's the question of the day? Alexa, what's the question of the day?
Good morning. Here is today's question of the day. The topic is general knowledge. It is worth 4 points. What's the term for a word that is pronounced the same as another word, but has a different meaning? Choose from the following: A, homonym, B, heterocyclic, C, synonym, or D, confusion.
What is C? Synonym.
Great guess. The correct answer was A, homonym. A homonym is a word that has the same spelling or pronunciation as another word, but differs in meaning. For example, the word rose can be the past tense of the word rise, such as she rose before dawn. Or it can mean a flower, such as he put the rose in a vase. 56% of our users answered this correctly. You have earned a total of 300.
See, I just didn't pay attention. I didn't know. I didn't pay attention. If only I applied myself, as my mother would say. If I applied myself, I could do some pretty good things in this life. But, speaking of my mother, I lost an uncle last night, and my mother lost a brother, and wonderful, wonderful man named Dick, Uncle Dick, and for those of you out there that that have a open line of communication with the Lord, say a prayer for a peaceful, wonderful transition from here to there for the soul of Uncle Dick. Really a good man. I didn't have a tremendous amount of interaction with him, but with what limited interaction I did have with him over the years, he was such a good guy. Really, really a good guy. So anyway, that's it, folks. Hope everybody out there has a great day. Take good care.